you to kindly stay on with me now. In more updates coming in, the United States congratulated BNP led by Tariq Rahman on what it described as a historic victory in the elections. According to a statement from the US Embassy in Dhaka, the statement said, "Congratulations to the people of Bangladesh on a successful election and to the Bangladesh Nationalist Party and Tariq Rahman on your historic victory. The United States looks forward to working with you to advance our shared goals of prosperity and security." Ms. Joyita Basu, editor, The Sunday Guardian, joins me on the broadcast. Ma'am, of course, I would like to ask you the same question. The BNP has now claimed that it has, of course, won the majority in these elections. What does the win of this party mean for India, considering its checkered history with our nation?
Well, the thing is that, first of all, let us talk about what it means for Bangladesh, because unless and until the people of Bangladesh are happy, there's no point talking about India-Bangladesh relations, because I mean, we saw what happened. We saw how the country spiraled out of control under the Jamaatis, and Yunus is a face of the Jamaati. You see, now what we are witnessing here is that Bangladesh results in a rejection of, Jamaat's hardline Islamist ideology. Now, it is quite apparent that given the slightest opportunity, Bangladesh will vote for a mainstream party. Having said that, I'm going to say I wonder what would have happened if Awami League had been contesting. Now, the result shows that whatever is happening, a large part of the Awami League, whoever voted, although Awami League was campaigning on the slogan of no vote, no vote, their election symbol is the boat. So that is what they were talking about on the street, and as a result of which, what happened, there was a major fall in voting percentage. That is because Awami League voters largely stayed out, but whoever came out from the Awami League, they all shifted to the BNP. Now, this shows that Bangladesh is not ready to go for that radical Islamist street thugs, including the students, but including the so-called revolutionary students. It was not an organic revolution. It was a totally trumped up, manufactured, kind of a coup, I would say, what happened to get rid of Hasina, and a lot of Western powers were involved in it. So the thing is it's a total rejection. That is something that should give us hope. Now let us hope, let's not forget BNP's history, or for that matter, even Tariq Rahman's. There is enough reason to believe or suspect Tariq Rahman is very close to Pakistan, has been close to Pakistan. Tariq Rahman has been close to ISI. BNP has been playing the Pakistan's tune. Also, let us not forget, BNP was in cahoots with Jamaat at one point of time, because Jamaat and BNP worked together. Okay, so they were allies, but now they are in the opposite sides. Now, if that is the case, how will future politics evolve? Now, I think that is really good that we have reached out to Tariq Rahman already, and we have news. This reach out started even when Begum Zia was in London unwell. Our reach out had started at that time itself. So Begum Zia was at point one when she was prime minister, or even when Hasina was prime minister, I would say, about say maybe 5-10 years back, she was saying, I'm not an enemy of India. But her actions were totally anti-India. Northeast insurgency, having that all those things, they had been instigated and stoked by Hasina. Now, whether that was under Pakistan and Jamaat's influence or not, I do not know. So it's a good thing that the Jamaat is no longer part of the BNP, and now they are in the opposition. So I do not go for all that, Tariq Rahman is more liberal and all. No, nothing like that is happening as far as my opinion is concerned. Because you see, if you're looking at this referendum that Yunus has been doing, there are 80 questions, you have to just say either yes or no. And that makes him president. BNP was initially opposing that referendum under Tariq Rahman. Now they are saying yes to that referendum. So if they come under Jamaati pressure, We don't know which way things will go, but the fact that they have got a landslide, let us hope that the Islamists will not have as much of a hold on this administration as it was earlier. Anybody can be a liberal, but it all depends on how much pressure and how desperate a particular prime minister is. In this case, because they have a landslide, let's hope he is not desperate. Now, having said that, now Tariq Rahman has a long way to go, but at the same time, let's also not forget the fact that Jamaat has got about 67 seats, all right, in this election. And the student party has been wiped out, which is good. But the Jamaat alliance, they have got around 67 seats, which is not a mean number, which is, of course, nothing compared to what Tariq Rahman's party BNP is getting, 219, 220. But so Jamaat is already a force. And you see, we saw what happened in the last, I would say, 1.5 years. When Jamaat, you see, if they have 10% of, you see, my information is that they have hold of at least 10 to 15% of Bangladesh's population. And most importantly, they have the ability to mobilize their cadre. So you see, 10% of 175 million people, that's a huge number. And even if 1% of that population comes on the streets, they have the ability and the capacity to hold whichever street they are on ransom. And that is what we have been witnessing. You know, this minuscule 10 or 15% of whatever of the population, and even a minuscule percentage of that, they have held Bangladesh on ransom for 1.5 years. Now, these people are still there. So I am not going to celebrate as yet. Let us see how it pans out. But it's good that we have had our outreach with BNP. Let's see. I mean,
Yes,
frankly,
ma'am.
fingers crossed.
Ma'am, I would please request you to stay on with me. Now, with that, let's take a look at the voter turnout.